Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Divya Rawat. I have completed my BBD from Banarsi Das Chandiwala Institute of Physiotherapy. The topic we are discussing today is heavy school bags. Is this a sign of a more knowledge or a musculoskeletal problems? According to the recent researchers, it has been observed that the backpack loads carried by the school student directly affect their musculoskeletal system, and it has the negative impact on the children's body. That is, the strained neck and a shoulder leading to headache, damage to the spine, reduced capacity due to the poor posture, scoliosis, back pain and muscle spasm. 1 in 4 students complain having back pain during their school years. Posture. It is a position or attitude of a body, the relative arrangement of a body part for a specific activity. In the correct posture, it is a position with a minimal stress that is applied to each joint. But due to constant abnormal stress over a longer period of a time, it results in a faulty posture, pain and discomfort. Heavy school bags directly affects the spine. There is short-term effects and the long-term effect. The short-term one include the spinal stress, pain and discomfort in the neck and spinal muscles. If we talk about the long-term effects, it includes the forward neck posture which leads to the cervical and attention type headache. There is a muscle imbalance and imbalanced communication between the brain and the body. It directly affects the gait and leads to the postural problems which includes scoliosis. The muscle impairment, it is because of a stressed and a weak muscles, that is the lower abdominal muscles, hip flexor muscles, neck extensor muscles of a lower thoracic region, which directly leads to the impaired mobility. Biomechanics of the posture. Due to the heavy weight, the gravity acting on a back, there is a change in a habitual posture, that is kyphosis. It is the exaggeration of a posterior spinal curve in a thoracic region. In this, the back is rounded, the head is carried forward, which results in a typical round shoulder with excessive protrusion of a scapulae and weak abdominal muscle. It leads to the secondary changes that take place to compensate these primary changes. For example, the upper cross syndrome. There is a weakness of deep neck flexors, rhomboids, lower trapezius and serratus anterior. There is a tight structures that include pectoralis, sternocleidomastoid, upper trapezius and levator scapulae. Now, we'll talk about the relaxed or a slouched posture. It is also called sway back. What happens in this? The amount of a pelvic tilting is variable, but there is usually a shifting of an entire pelvis segment anteriorly, which results in a hip extension, shifting of a thoracic segment posteriorly, that is, the flexion of a thorax on an upper lumbar spine, which results in an increased lordosis in a lower lumbar region, increased kyphosis in a thoracic region, and forward head posture, which could lead to the cervical and a tension type headache due to increased stress on the neck muscles. Physiotherapy management. Correcting the underlying postural stresses, the primary symptoms can be minimized. Keep the school bags as light as possible. The maximum limit should be 10% of the body weight. Bags must be worn by both the shoulder straps. By correcting the postural alignment, active control of a spinal movement, that is, the verbal reinforcement. In this, the sensation of a muscle contraction and the spinal position that a patient should feel. In the visual reinforcement, we'll use the mirror so that the biofeedback is given to the patient. Tactile reinforcement. In this, the patient will lie with the correct alignment, will touch the muscle that needs to be contracted and hold it for 10 seconds. There are some exercises that needs to be done to correct the faulty posture. First is the cervical retraction. It is done to decrease the forward head posture. It could be done in a standing and a sitting. The second is scapular retraction. It is done in a standing position. In this, the patient should not extend the shoulder or elevate the scapula. The third is pelvic tilting in supine lying. It will include posterior pelvic and anterior pelvic tilting exercises. The fourth is neutral spine, that is, the back isometrics. It is done to strengthen the back muscles and to decrease the lumbar lordosis. In this, we can use the towel roll. Next is thoracic spine exercises. It could be done in two ways. The first one is standing against the wall and encourage the thoracic extension. Next is total spinal movement and control. Instruct the patient to curl the entire spine by flexing the neck, thorax and the lumbar spine. Then Back to the normal. First, extend the lumbar thoracic spine with a breathe to elevate the rib cage. Adducting the scapulae encourage the neck from flexion to the neutral. We can also teach breathing exercises and do gait training. Thank you for watching this.